All right, this is part two of a two-part series on negative splits. This is the type of educational content that I create for clients that I work with, but I am putting it out there to the public because negative splits are so awesome. All right, in part one, we talk about history and theory a little bit. In part two, we're going to talk about how to actually pace an FTP interval or a Strava segment or a mountain climb where you are pacing by negative splits. So what do you need? You need a Garmin head unit or some kind of head unit that has a lap button. So how do you set it up? All right, so here's the screens that I use when I do negative splits. In fact, these are the screens that I ride with 97% of the time. This is it. I just have lap time on top. Yep, you're going to get used to using that lap button. The lap button is one of the most underused things on these incredible tools. Lap time, 3-second power, heart rate, cadence, and lap power. And I like my 3-second power to be as big as possible because that's kind of the big number that I'm looking at for negative splits. And I put lap power down here because I never want to confuse the two, so I got them separated in space, if you will. All right, so here's what we're trying to do. This is an FTP effort, and we can see that this is his power, and this is the power trend line. This is the interval trend line. This is 20 minutes, and we can see that he starts off slower and he picks it up in the middle and ends as hard as he can. If you want to understand why you want to do negative splits, go back and watch the first video. So remember, he had this particular athlete did about 280, 290, 295, and 310, and this produced his all-time best FTP. So basically, we have our screen right there. We have it, and we are at minute 0. And so, boom, let's just settle in. You know, the first 5 minutes, right? We're wanting to hit our all-time best FTP. So let's just settle in to 200. And for that first 5 minutes, you know, about 280 average lap power. But, you know, when you train this way, you'll find that, you know, if you want to hit average watts of, you know, over a certain interval, you're going to have to travel a little bit above to get your average watts. It's how it is. I didn't write the science, okay? So, you know, to get that lap power of 285, right, or the lap power of 280 for the first 5 minutes, he's at 285. Then maybe the next 10 minutes, uptick everything to 290. You know, you're just a little bit above your lap power. You're pulling it up from above with your 3-second power. And this is key. This one of the reasons I love to use this screen is that you have to understand the relationship between 3-second power and lap power and how to best utilize energy to get the lap power that you want on, you know, any particular thing, whether it's an FTP test, a Strava segment, you're in a race, it's a mountain climb, you're going for a PR, something like this, you're in the TT, something you want to understand. And what's so great about cycling is that we have this science of watts. We can really dial this in a way that a runner cannot, that a swimmer cannot. We really can dial this in, and it's really magic. So use those watts. All right, so there we're at minute 10. Now we're at minute 18, 295. We brought our lap power up to 295, and say that last 2 minutes, you just leave it all out there, like something like a 330, and bringing your overall lap power up to 305, okay? There's many different ways that you can do this. You can just hit your lap button once at the beginning of the 20-minute FTP interval. That's what I do, and I settle in for a little bit to see how I'm feeling. I'm feeling good. I take it up a notch for a few minutes. Feeling good, take it up. I'm not hitting the lap button. I'm just watching that relationship between 3-second power and average lap watts, okay? And so I'm just doing that. Other people, they like to hit that lap button, say every 5 minutes. You got the lap, you know, you have your strategy, you know, you 280 for 5 minutes, hit the lap button, then do 285, then hit the lap button, 290, then the lap final lap button, 295. However you want to do it. I just like one lap button hit and just let that ride. Okay. So that's how you do it. And it's going to be the same thing if you want to go on a mountain climb. You can, you know, a lot of those Grand Fondo, the Grand Fondo National Series, all those series that use climbs, this is the best way that you can get your best time up some of these climbs, okay? Start easier, slower at the beginning, end faster, stronger at the top, and that will most likely, in all my experience, give you your best time, as long as you know your FTP, as long as you have your pacing strategy in place. That's how you can do it. Coach Lee here. If you want to talk about negative pacing, please reach out. I would love to talk to you.